The shooting comes after one of the most violent weekends in years.
More than 100 people shot, including 12 children. CBS 2's Chris Ty spoke to the mother of a 13-year-old girl killed by a stray bullet. But first, CBS 2 investigator Megan Hickey joins us live. Megan, today the superintendent blamed the increase in violence on the city's failure to monitor violent offenders. You've been looking at the numbers. What are you finding?
Right, Brad and Erica, the superintendent spoke specifically about the failures of electronic monitoring systems. The Cook County Sheriff oversees one of those programs, and he agrees. He's watching a rising number of gun offenders, and that needs to change. Who's to blame for this weekend's 102 shootings across the city?
There are too many violent offenders not in jail or on electronic monitoring, which no one is really monitoring.
Superintendent David Brown didn't hesitate with his response, but when asked for specifics, which electronic monitoring program is he talking about and at what level is it failing, his response:
I'm not into finger pointing, I'm into collaboration.
So we asked Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart, who oversees the largest electronic monitoring or EM program in our area.
So I couldn't agree with them more.
He's been raising these concerns for years.
There's just certain people that are too violent to be on home monitoring. It's just how it is.
Dart says about 30% of his 3,331 offenders on EM are gun offenders, and that number has jumped dramatically since the start of the pandemic. On March 15th, they were monitoring just 2,422 people. They're not aware of anyone in their program being arrested over the weekend, but Dart said one or two of his EM offenders were shot.
There's ways to do this better, Megan. There really is. And I've been talking about this for years now. So it can be done, but it's very convoluted.
Now, the Chief Judge's Office, which also runs an EM program, told us it's not clear what connection right now is being made between electronic monitoring and the violence over the weekend, but they say they would welcome anything that would strengthen the programs for these offenders on EM. Erica?
Megan, what about the comments from Superintendent Brown that no one is really monitoring these offenders?
Right, so we asked Sheriff Dart about that, and he said in his program the offenders are monitored 24 hours a day, but his is one of 4 programs in our area, and some of those programs are just 12-hour periods, sometimes overnight. We should mention, though, that the most violent offenders would be on that 24-hour period with the GPS tracking.
All right, Megan Hickey, thank you.